We do a lot of stories about people and their pastimes, and admittedly a lot of these stories could be done just about any place because every city has its, let's say, stamp collectors or car enthusiasts. But Anne-Marie Berger's story tonight is about something that's much more of a Missouri, even a St. Louis thing, because we've got something that not a lot of other places have. We have a lot of caves, and that's the reason we have a lot of cavers.
Last fall, the MVOR, the Mississippi Valley Ozark Region, held their 100th convention at the Riverview Ranch in Bourbon, Missouri. Now, there weren't any meeting rooms, name tags, or obligations at this semi-annual get-together. The only requirement to attend was a sense of adventure, because if you're a member of the MVOR, you're a caver.
So what's a caver?
Well, over the years it has evolved that cavers are people who scientifically explore caves, and spelunkers are the people that go in with tennis shoes and flashlights. They're the ones that get lost, and we have to go in and rescue.
There are 12 geographical areas in the United States that represent the National Speleological Society, and the MVOR is one of them. They encompass parts of 10 states, but mostly Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas. The MVOR holds 2 conventions a year, hosting anywhere between 300 and 500 caving enthusiasts. They camp, socialize, cave a little, and even the inexperienced, like myself, got a little taste of what it's like to try and slither through a cave.
Oh, it's really small up here. What's up? Okay, head first.
Now, we have a vast variety of interests in caves in our organization that varies all the way from recreational and sporting to this extreme scientific.
They study cave life and environment. They map and survey, and as you can see in this video shot by cavers in a cave that had never been explored before, the spaces can be small, slick, sharp, and vertical.
Is it dangerous?
Well, only if you're not prepared. Yes, it can be very dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing and you go in with a flashlight and tennis shoes, you're going to get lost or you're going to get hurt. But if you go in with at least 3 other people and you take proper lighting and proper clothing, and it's not as dangerous as getting in your car and driving to the cave.
Members of the MVOR say that caving is for anybody, of any age and background.
I was once caving with a nuclear physicist. Another time I was caving with a dissolute bum, but that was all right. That's not good.
Jane Fisher knows more about caving than anyone.
This is not regulation.
Not regulation, but then I'm not all that regulation either. Ask anybody that knows me.
And that's the truth. Fisher is 92 years old, and she was at the first MVOR 50 years ago. And while it's been a few years since she's gone caving, Fisher is an icon in this community.
Thank you, Jane.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much, Jane.
Oh.
She even has a cave named for her in Merrimack State Park. And let me tell you, you don't get a cave named after you for just being a nice person. Jane Fisher is one tough caver who's guaranteed to leave you speechless.
What's your most memorable caving experience?
Being trapped underground in Bromore with 9 people, and we had gone up the underground river, which was about 2 feet deep, for about, maybe a mile, more or less. And I heard water coming in where there had been no water out of the walls. And that 2-foot river had gone to 12 feet. And that's the only way we could get back to where the camp was in, and the entrance to the cave was. So we put a gauge in the river and waited several hours till it went down, and we kept warm by sitting on a rock with our bodies close together because we were all wet. We sat with our bodies close together or wiggling a little bit, and that's how we kept our warmth. We sat around
Were you
in a
scared?
circle. No, why should I be scared? You can only die. I've known this guy how many years? A long time. Long time, right.
Jane Fisher has been in caves all over the world, and she has the patches to prove it.
I have been many places where there are, of course, no patches. They're wild caves. Don't have names. But these are some of the places. I've climbed mountains in Canada. I've scuba dived in Jamaica here, and in China in '93, and in Africa in '97.
If you think caving is only for the young, take a lesson from Jane. She had lived half her life before she picked up the hobby of crawling through mud and discovering places no one had ever seen, and just a few years ago was invited to become a member of the Explorers Club, an organization whose members have included Charles Lindbergh and Jacques Cousteau.
We were talking about the Explorers Club.
These later years, since I was 60, I've crowded in the lifetime of living. The wonderful thing that I've enjoyed to learning about being alive is the fact that bodies get old, they age, they die, but the spirit is timeless. The spirit doesn't have to get old, and mine hasn't.
No, it sure has.
I've still got that happy little kid inside of me. I've got, that's my little old book. I've got dates up there.
Why do you do it?
I've been asked that question 1,000 times, and I don't really have an answer. All I can say is, why do people climb, the highest mountains, and why do they explore the oceans? The answer I always give is because it's there.